Hello everyone, I am your host Jordan Bowens, back with another live stream, and as you guys know, we're going to be doing these a lot more often on the channel. So if you guys kind of like political news, just kind of talking about things that are going on, everything like that, a little bit of Red Pill, then definitely, tune in and everything like that. But hey guys, we're going to go ahead and get it started. I got an interesting video for us today. It's called Woke Mind Virus Takes Over College Kids' Moral Compass. We've got our boy Charlie Kirk here and a college student. So let's just go ahead and take a look at what's going on with this.
And my big question is, it feels like you can make good statements and bad statements without referencing some kind of like moral book. So I can say like something is good, right? I had a good day today, and it doesn't really feel like I need to reference religion for that. So can you explain to me why you think we need to have some kind of absolute standard for like morality?
Excellent question. It's really good. If you say you have a good day, are you describing the experience you had, or was it morally a good day?
So yeah, it would be a good day. So I can like narrow it down more, I guess. Or I can ask, I guess, like a
That's a really good question.
So if I don't have religion, right? Let's say I am an atheist or something, and I were to go up to, I find like two books. One's the Quran, and then one is the Bible.
There. Hope you're doing
well. And I
well.
read both of them, and then I have a feeling of preference towards one or the other. Mm-hmm. That makes me feel like morality probably isn't objective, because I read two moral codes. I didn't have one before, and then I derived one after reading it.
But one is true.
Well, yeah, obviously if you go in with the presupposition that one is true. But
so
like,
let's play this out. Not sorry to interrupt. If I'm on an island, and let's just demystify part of this, and there's the Bible, and then there's Lord of the Rings, and I end up believing in one of those, which is true?
Well, what's true is just what corresponds with reality. We're talking about...
I agree. So which one has evidence, and when applied in the natural world actually shows a flourishing people in society and a way to live? Because you would agree, at least out of 8 out of 10 of the 10 commandments, they're pretty good rules for life,
no,
right?
Yeah, 100%.
Of course, yes.
No, but
so,
the thing that I'm talking about doesn't have to do with whether or not Christianity is good or bad, or whether I agree with most of... Yeah, it's just regarding like, one can be true, but even if one is true, it doesn't really feel like I'm influenced in terms of what I feel is good or bad, because obviously, there are people who are Muslim who have read, the Bible.
That's what I was going to say. People's moral compass can definitely be like different, like for instance, like he looks like he might be about to get to, a Christian and a Muslim might have completely different moral values, like traditionally when we think of things of moral, we think of things that everyone kind of like good that everyone knows that they should do, like you shouldn't harm anyone, you shouldn't steal, like everyone inherently knows that that's morally wrong, but what happens when it comes to things like, let's say, eating pork? One person may be like, nah, there's absolutely nothing morally wrong with eating pork, while another one is. Let's see where they're going with this.
And still are more persuaded by Islam.
No, of course. I mean, you could be persuaded by anything, right? That doesn't... I believe that there is a transcendent way of living. I call that the Bible, right? And I believe it's the perfect catalog from creation to the end of the world. You don't have to agree with that. I'm talking strictly from a moral sense. So let's just ask a separate question, which is, do you think people are naturally, outside of, religious teaching, good or not so good? The nature of humanity.
The nature... I wouldn't be comfortable making a statement about it.
Fair enough, and I appreciate that. So we believe, as Christians or those in the space,
I mean, get me wrong. Let's see. We firing off right now. I want to see, as a Christian, do I know this? I think we have to assume that we're naturally bad, and we're naturally, born in sin, and that we have to, find God and be cleansed, in the blood of Christ,
beings are pretty awful. Okay, that we're broken, that we're sinful, that we fall short of the glory of God, and that we need to teach people how to be good. A common left-wing belief is that human beings are actually awesome, and they're terrific, and the reason why things are not so good is because of capitalism, or the patriarchy, or feminism, or whatever. So you're asking a question of, why do we need objective morality? Well, or what specifically...
Yeah, so not necessarily why we need objective morality, but you seem to be, because obviously I don't believe that it's a thing, but you seem to make the claim that
do you believe that absolutely?
No.
Okay, good.
But
you're consistent.
Yeah, The big thing is for me, even if I have a God, there is no thing telling me, like, it's just like the is-ought problem, right? That's like my big contention, right? How am I ever going to derive a claim about what I should do from only statements about the nature of being?
Got it. So you would believe murder's wrong?
Yeah.
Why do you believe that?
Because in its definition...
Bro really had to hit the That's really, it's crazy when you really hit these college campuses, because it's like things that I feel like 20 years ago would have just been like, is a man a woman? Is deletion wrong? All of this were just very easy, very simple things to answer. Now all of a sudden these are like loaded questions where people are like scared to answer them. And people are like, hey, is it wrong to delete somebody? And now people are like, oh man, like, it's a debate. I got to figure out how I want to address this.
It says it's wrong, right? It's wrong killing of somebody, or at least that's my understanding of it.
Okay, so for example, you go to an African village, happens all the time. They leave a full-born baby by the fire. They don't want it. They discard it. Happens tons of times. Any missionary will tell you that. They just discard babies. Why? They don't believe it's wrong. It's just in their code and custom. No one feels bad about it. Just discard kids you don't want.
So is
Are
that
they
wrong?
For me, yeah, they're wrong. Yeah. It's a bullet I do have to bite for my worldview.
Hold on. Are they objectively wrong? Is it objective?
No. Because I don't believe in objective morality. So that can apply to any statement.
It's not objectively wrong to leave a full-born baby by the fire and just say, you're on your own, have a nice life.
Well, yeah, I'm calling into question objective morality.
So not if your culture's okay with it. If your culture's okay with it, then the baby must go. I'm just playing, but that's kind of like...
So I obviously have to
No, I know.
I'm
just trying to make you hear back how insane what you are saying.
Well, you're making a claim about the objectivity of it.
No,
you're
I know.
not making a claim about whether it's wrong. Obviously, I think it's wrong.
Let's get more graphic. So you put 1,000 Jews in a gas chamber, and the Nazis thought what they were doing was good, and they pressed the button. Were they right or were they wrong in gassing millions of Jews?
Objectively, you can't, when you say, is it objectively wrong? Hold on, wait. If you say it's objectively wrong, you're implying that you can derive a truth value from it, and I don't think you can. So I don't think that you can make a true statement regarding whether something's good or bad.
Got it. So just to be clear, the Nazis could have been right in their actions, in your view.
That implies that right is an actual thing. I don't believe you can determine a truth value from a moral claim.
So the Nazis were not objectively evil?
Yeah, I've said that 4 times. You can't derive objective moral statements from, things. I'm not saying they're not wrong. They are wrong. Oh.
We know they're wrong.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
No, I just want to make sure this is important, because what you are saying, and you're saying it very clearly, is that we look at the Holocaust and it's just a matter of opinion.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem of being an atheist. You have to bite the bullet.
Shoot, now they're getting on this guy, right? And I completely get why they're getting on him and everything like that. But I honestly say we got to give this guy a little grace. Now, obviously, he just sat here and he kind of defended, literally the Holocaust, which is insane. But, I kind of say, because he really came with his points, he really came with his ideas here. And I feel like what he's trying to say is if you're in a type of bubble and what you're doing seems okay, then to him, that wouldn't necessarily be morally wrong. So, for instance, it's let's say you're with all of your friends and you guys drink, right? Let's say you're with all your friends and you guys drink this Miller Lite that I had here. Somebody else or another culture may not drink at all. Let's say it's a Buddhist culture. They may not drink at all. For them, morally drinking is wrong, but in your culture, you would not think anything of it. That's kind of what he's saying with the Holocaust. For them, they thought they were doing the right thing because they were in this bubble, whereas everyone outside of the bubble was like, y'all crazy. You feel me? So I kind of see what the guy's saying, but Charlie Kirk is cooking them. He's cooking them. But I mean, that's just good debate tactics, though. Using something as polarizing as the Holocaust is instantly make anybody be like, oh, he's defending Holocaust bad, instantly that guy bad. It's good debate tactic.
I respect your intellectual clarity, and I will say...
And obviously, for clarity,
no.
I obviously think the Holocaust is wrong. So if anyone's questioning about
that... No, but it's just your opinion. I believe that it's objectively wrong, no matter who you are or where you come from, because it transcends opinion. Do you think, last question, I appreciate your clarity on this, do you see how your view could result in a lot of dead people?
Well, I don't think my view is really I'm not making a claim that we should behave in a way.
No, you're making claims.
Well, I am making claims, yeah, but I'm not making a claim that like we should behave in a certain way or like that we ought to like not have Christianity or some kind of
No, I'm not saying
code.
that, but let me play this out, and I think you'll understand.
No, I understand because you're gonna say, well, there's all these bad things that could happen if people follow me.
Or that did happen. No, I'm not following you. If your view becomes a view of a country, and for example, putting 1,000 Jews in a gas chamber is not deemed as objectively wrong, transcendent above anyone's opinion, then all of a sudden, what would prevent that evil thing from occurring and nobody questioning it?
Sure. So my main idea, I guess, with the worldview is, I'm not making a claim again about how things should be. I'm making a claim that this is how things are. So within...
I kind of agree with the kid more, though. Like, I'm shooting, like not that I don't get what, but I get what the kid's saying. He's saying that's how it should be. It should be like the world we all as human people, as humans have one, reality where we all have rules that we all agree with and everybody just understands morally you're not supposed to do this, and that. But we have different cultures that all have differing ideals. I see what he's saying. The kid is saying, yes, it should be this way where we have this universal type of morality, but we don't. This is a very interesting debate. This might be one where I get where Charlie's coming on this should be, but it's almost like they're debating different things. Like, hey, shout out to everybody who's popped in. Thanks for that person that hit that like button.
My worldview, this is all fine. You can have people agreeing that things are wrong. Generally, I think most people's moral intuitions will lead them to thinking that things like murder is wrong and stealing is wrong because it makes you feel bad, right?
No, well,
if I see somebody get hurt, that makes me feel bad. If you see somebody die, that makes you feel bad.
Yeah, the SS guards didn't feel bad when they killed Jews, and that's okay. But do you see where this might unravel into mass murder and societal chaos?
Yeah, that happens in the real world. I'm making a description about the way people derive their morals. I'm not saying how we should or shouldn't. I'm saying this is how you derive your morals. If you have two books there, the trueness or correspondence with reality has zero anything to do with your preference towards, one moral system or another.
Hold on. Or maybe the true one says, don't gas the Jews.
That would be,
murder.
That would be obviously,
because God will judge you harshly.
Yeah, but what if two people? What if one group of people gets one book and one group of? See, I completely agree with Charlie Kirk here. What if one group of people get one book and one group and one book says some outlandish stuff and the other book says something other? What you're gonna end up is with a society of people who do what we in our heads deem is morally correct, while the other society could be going off doing whatever because their Bible could say something crazy. Like their Bible could say that it's okay to delete people. You know what I mean? So I don't really necessarily agree with Charlie. He's kind of saying, yeah, well, if it's this way, then the world would be a better place. Or, the world is bad because it's this way. But like the kid's saying, that's kind of the reality of the world. For instance, in the United States, women have all the rights that men have. But if you go over to a lot of Muslim countries, they don't have those rights. And it'll be like, even if you go over to those Muslim countries, the men think that what they're doing is right. And the women, a lot of them probably, I'm assuming because they've been conditioned to, they probably don't think that what they're going through is even wrong. They probably just think that's life. They probably don't think it's morally wrong for a man to say, like, you know what I mean? You got to cover your hair or something like that while you're on the street. For them, they don't probably think that's a moral issue. But the rest of the world might think that that's a moral issue. You see my thing? So if you're dealing with your reality, you have to deal with, for some people, morally, it's perfectly fine to do certain things that other of us would consider completely outlandish,
Yeah, 100%.
Maybe just hear me out. Maybe the true one says that life is good and that there is a creator who loves you.
But maybe, now what you're doing is you're just making claims about what you think,
Yeah,
obviously
you're
it'd be
creating.
awesome if I had a moral
Thank you,
code
bro. This kid is cooking, bro. Charlie is creating his own truth because he's saying, "Well, I feel like deleting people is bad." So, which we all know it is actually bad. But like he said, if it's Charlie's basis, it's the Bible. What if somebody else just has a different basis? I'm not liking Charlie's argument here. I don't think it's
Everyone had to follow that agreed.
I know, if only
a
book existed.
Yeah, I know, if only. But
and I'm a Christian, but this is bad argumentation. To me, it's bad logic.
You're being super clear. I appreciate it.
Okay, yeah.
No, and you're the first person ever, to your credit, to answer the atheist Nazi question clearly, which is that an atheist cannot objectively say that the Holocaust was wrong.
I'm arguing against objective, the idea that...
No, you're being... Yeah. Usually there's some withering there. You went right into there.
Well, I can't go in here and, not bite the bullets of, what my argument implies,
We have clarity but not agreement. Thank you, my friend.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, hey, clarity. I think that kid cooked. I think he cooked. I mean, let me know what you guys think. Like, let me know what you guys really think about this, because I think this was. I think Charlie honestly lost this debate when you really think about it. The kid is saying, see, Charlie to me was the one who was being more emotional. The kid made it like, hey, we all have different cultures. Different cultures have different moral standards. Some people eat pork and they think that's okay. Some people don't. Charlie's saying, hey, I got this book. I think it's good. And the rest of the world should agree with what my book thinks is good. And this is as a person that's a Christian. So this was a really interesting one. This is called Woke Mind Virus Takes Over College Kids Moral Compass. I don't think this had anything to do with this kid's moral compass. I think that kid knows right and wrong to a decent degree, and he can just acknowledge that some people may have been in a place where that's, not always how it works. For instance, if you are born in the south side of Chicago, if you're born in the south side of Chicago and you're born to a certain gang set, you may have lost family members, and your job in that gang set may be to delete another human being, right? And when you delete, sorry, there's a bug. Where, dude? But when you delete that human being, your family, your friends, your gang, all the people around you may even congratulate you. Morally, that might be good. Morally, they're going to come up to you. Are they going to say, oh, you did something wrong? No, they're going to say, hey, you got get back for our homie. You got get back for our brother. And so are you really going to look at that as morally wrong? No, not if you're in that environment. But if you're anywhere else in the United States, you're looking at it like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. It's a war zone. You see my thing? You see my point? But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think about this topic. I think it was very interesting. And we're going to go ahead and get into the next topic. Now, we've got our boy Hunter Biden. Now, I don't really hear too much about Hunter Biden anymore. Except for him wilding. I saw a crazy video with this man. He had the cocaína. I think they call it the cocaína. You feel me? He had the cocaína and the you know what I'm saying, the what's the word? The chicas. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where that came from. But he had the cocaína and he had the chicas the last time I saw him. We've covered on him doing wild dealings in China that's not making his dad look good. Overall, Hunter Biden is essentially just like, he's like the stepchild that was the actual child that you needed to leave outside in the cold. Like, he's the one where if dad's like getting a new raise, the child is like, like at the same time the dad's getting a raise, the kid's trying to break up with the boss's daughter or something, he's just screwing everything up. So let's see what's going on with his gun charge. I don't know why I didn't even know that he had a gun charge going on, but it doesn't surprise me. It also surprised me, this is America. Like, how you even get a gun charge like this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, I live in like Atlanta, so like for us, guns is like everything. You can carry a bazooka and into Walmart if you want here. So it's all fair game. It's all good. It's all good in the hood here. But let's see what's going on. Now, it says federal prosecutors on Tuesday painted Joe Biden's son Hunter as deceptive and driven by addiction. Now, I could definitely see him being driven by addiction because, we've seen some of what he's capable of in these hotel rooms. A man whose dark habits ensnared loved ones and who knew what he was doing, and then he lied on federal forms to purchase a gun in 2018. Lying on federal forms to purchase a gun in 2018 when your dad is the president is wild, And also, on top of that, now, me personally, I have a firearm because, you never know what's going to happen, you never know when somebody could pop in here. And I'm just always kind of I'd rather be with it than without it. You know what I'm saying? But dang, Hunter Biden was dealing with that much adversity. You know what I mean? Like, dang, like, I know the president gets Secret Service stuff, but like, what about their kids? Do they get one? Like, like if you're like, hey, my kid's like going out in public, like, I wonder, that's a good question. Because I highly doubt the Obama children just like, I mean, if they want to, of course, but, if they wanted security, I highly doubt the U.S. government would like prevent them from getting security, that would be wild. Now let's see what's going on, guys. Let's see what's going on. I'm sorry. We still getting used to the live streaming. Now it says jurors also got their first look at the document center of the case, and Hunter Biden's attorney argued that his client did not believe he was in the throes of addiction when he stated in the paperwork that he did not have a drug problem. In the short time that he had the gun, he did nothing with it. The weapon was never loaded, attorney Abe Lowe said in opening statements. You will see that he is not guilty. Okay. I want to know what you guys think about this. First thing I'm thinking about this is, one, why did he want the gun that bad? If he couldn't have gotten the gun, legally, and I almost wonder why he couldn't, maybe if he was in New York, maybe he was in California, a place where you can't really have a gun like that, maybe. But my question would first be, one, what was his purpose? Why did he say he wanted just to have self-defense? I mean, I kind of get with that. And you already know that argument that you're not going through an addiction when there's videos of you with prostitutes and cocaine. You know what I'm saying? It just isn't going to fare well no matter the time period. You know, like, it's like you could do something 10 years ago, and if people thought you were addicted to something 2 years ago, they're just going to kind of, you know, be like, I don't know. Because you got to remember, it's all about the 12 jurors and how they look. You know, legally, it's not always all the time about the facts. Sometimes it's just about perception, you know? Now, it says Hunter Biden has been charged with 3 felonies stemming from the purchase of a Colt revolver. And he got a revolver of all things. I don't know about you guys. Let me know what you guys think about revolvers. I'm more of like a 9. I feel like they're more modern. They're just more efficient, you know, and everything like that. Not so much kickback, a little bit more aim. I know you guys are probably like, what is he talking about? But yeah, addicted to crack. What a terrible drug. Like, what? He's been accused of lying to a federally licensed gun dealer, making false claim on the application by saying he was not a drug user, and illegally having the gun for 11 days. This case is dredging up painful memories for the president and his family, and revealing new and highly personal details about some of their struggles with addiction as the 2024 election looms, all while the First Lady watched from the front row of the courtroom. You know, I think this is crazy too, because when I first saw that Hunter Biden was wilding out, you know, when I first saw that he was wilding out, I really didn't think, you know, I was like, dang, this is crazy. You know, Biden's having to deal with this. Like, how can you be president and you have to deal with this? Trump done now opened the floodgates of hell. Like, because now you can really have felonies and be president. You can get accused of stealing and be president. You can get accused of essay and be president. So now this Hunter Biden stuff, since it's not actually Joe, doesn't sound that bad. But it's crazy. Like, what, like 2 years ago or whenever this happened, you know, or whenever we got that stuff about Hunter Biden coming out, it was really like crazy news. You know, it was like the biggest news of all time. Like, rightfully so. Like, now, it says, all right, they will hear testimony from the president's brother, James Biden, who is close with him and helped him through rehab. That's good. They'll also hear how Haley Biden, the widow of the president's late son, also became addicted to crack during a brief relationship with Hunter. She took it from Hunter and tossed it into the garbage at the nearby market, afraid of what he might do with it. That's painting him as a dangerous, person. Not like she took the gun, you know, and she just was like, let's get rid of it. I don't want it in the house because the gun's dangerous. She took it away because she was fearful possibly of what he specifically might do with it. That is not a good look for the Bidens. Now it says the president was in Washington on Tuesday announcing an immigration order and hosting a picnic for congressional leaders before a scheduled departure for France later in the day. He will be gone the rest of the week, and Joe will meet him. All right, now the president's allies are worried about the toll the trial may take on the elder Biden, who's long been protective and deeply concerned about his only living son and his sobriety, and who must now watch as those past mistakes are publicly scrutinized. yeah, guys, you really gotta watch yourself out here. Like, and the political and just being in the limelight as it is, like anything can be used against you. Like anything, like just me, like having this Miller Lite for 2 seconds right here. Somebody could say, "Oh wow, he's crazy. Like he smashes all these Miller Lights." Like anybody can push any type of narrative. Like. So it's important, especially when you're in these type of political spaces and everything like that, to really make sure that you're on your P's and Q's to make sure that everything is clean. Now it says the FBI agent read out loud messages from the laptop data to the jury that chronicled a desperate effort to buy drugs, email receipts from a detox facility that he attended before relapsing, and large sums of cash he withdrew. Okay, it says, let's see here. No eyes with tissue. Okay, Joe Biden was gone. All right, guys. Well, let me know what you guys think about this. I mean, it's just more, to me, this is just more, Hunter Biden is just, he's just being ugly. He's being extra. Like, your dad's the president. He's got an election coming up. You got to be on your P's and Q's. I know this may be from before, but this is why it's so important. Sometimes, not even sometimes you got to make sure your family is up to Q. This is really Biden's fault. I feel like they tried to hide Hunter, They were like, this man is terrible for our campaign. We got to get him out of here. We got to send him overseas. We got to put him in rehab. We got to do something. But the thing is a lot of times that stuff will come back to bite you. Now, I don't think Biden is fully responsible for how his kid turns out. A lot of times you don't have power in what people do, how they end up turning out. But, I mean, it's not a good look on Biden and his ability as a parent. You know what I'm saying? And everything like that. And that's why it's so important too. Even if you want your kids to succeed, but even if you want to succeed yourself, you need to make sure that the people around you are the type of people that really want the success for you, and that they're the type of people that's going to also build that type of success. So let me know what you guys think about this. Pretty interesting. Hunter Biden definitely seems like he's just on a road to a failure. Right now and everything like that. But, let me know what you guys think about that. Let's get into the next topic. Now, so next we've got, I'm going to grab a little bit of water, guys. I'll be right back in 2 seconds. But next we're going to take a look at this. We're going to take a look at Brandon Jamal. I want to kind of show you guys a little bit of kind of how this guy moves. So I'll be right back. All right, y'all. I'm very, very sorry for the interruption. I've actually had 5 people pop in here today. Shout out to the 5 people. You guys know when you pop in, throw a like. That helps out a ton. I'm gonna be here every day now. We're gonna get these topics together, and I'm gonna learn this and figure this out with you guys. So, tune in. We're gonna be trying to pop in on stream every day about 5 o'clock. Okay, so Brandon Jamal. If you guys don't know who Brandon Jamal he's the now you're a single mom. Now you're a single mom. Don't care if you do or not. You said you're going to have this kid. Don't care if you do or not. Now you're a single mom. Yeah, now you're a single mom. Ooh, now you're single. Ooh, yeah. But yeah, so it's that guy who made that song. Now he's blown up crazy. He's gotten 2 million views on that Now You're a Single Mom song. He's really doing his thing. I really was really advocating for this guy until I saw a few things, which I'm gonna let us kind of go into it, and then maybe you guys will see why I kind of started having a different view of this guy, and maybe we could talk about that, get into all of that. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at this. So this is the Global Prenup podcast. They had him on. This is part 2. I just want to kind of show you guys a little bit and give you guys a feel of kind of the energy that this guy brings, you know, to the table, as Kevin Samuels would say.
Question.
No, he doesn't have kids.
I don't want to categorize him incorrectly.
He doesn't have kids, but...
So he's one of those that got a chick with 2 kids and he don't have kids? He's one of those?
Correct. He's one of those, but guess what? He wants to have a big family. He wants a lot of kids. And I can't give that to him, but I can give him at least 1, and that's about it, because I got 2 already. And that's just his...
You just said he can't have his dreams come true because he's with you.
Because he wants a lot of kids. I already got 2.
You just said...
Hold on.
You got some spicy questions.
Yeah.
No, he really do.
Get to the good shit.
Man, look at.
Because all they care about is love and loyalty, and that's all they care about.
By the way, this man always got these diapers over here.
At the end of the day, we're a team. But the girl that don't give I want to hear you. I want to hear your opinion.
Come on.
What you got going on in that little big mind
Still
of yours?
talking.
Come on, talk.
I'm waiting for her to finish talking.
No, go ahead and talk.
I'm not the type of person who just jumps in when people, I listen to them speak,
lies.
process it, and then talk.
Come on.
To give a little context too, in this podcast, he actually was decently composed. I would definitely say at the beginning, he did make a lot of good points. He made a lot of interesting points, you know, about just single motherhoods and that whole dynamic, how it's not the best option for kids, everything like that, yada, yada, yada. Let's go.
This isn't double dutch, this is a conversation.
Let him talk.
Man, if you have, nobody cares about you being independent or anything because you're a grown adult. Every single grown adult who cannot pay their bills is a bum, irregardless of sex, gender, or whatever. So nobody cares when you say.
Let's see. I'm gonna show y'all. Let's see where he left. Let's see. Y'all gonna see a trend here.
To be here. I'm the one who the audience is here to see. I'm the one with 250,000 followers on TikTok. I'm the one with a video that did 1.5 million views in a month with no promotion but my social media, okay? I'm the one whose Instagram grew from 1,600 to 50,000 in a month and a half.
Take note of this high level of gloating, this pushing of his numbers. Look at this, what I did. Look at that. Look at that.
I'm the one whose YouTube grew from 9,000 to 80,000.
Look at her face, like, cause this level of glazing yourself, pause, is just disgusting. You know, it's people who really accomplish things don't do this. People who are used to being successful, they used to putting in the work. They feel like they really deserve to be where they want to be. Yeah, they may talk their trash a little bit, but it don't sound like this. This sounds like somebody who don't need to be in the position that he's in. And you got to remember, dude dropped one song and it blew up. So he's like a one-hit wonder right now.
In a month and a half, they're here for me, not you. The people don't care about what you have to say. They care about what I have to say. And the entire time they haven't been able to hear what I have to say because you keep talking.
Did you see my audience?
So if you're the star, then let her sit right here.
Bro in the back said, let me bring out the Don Julio because they talking crazy.
This is what this podcast is about.
Baby girl, I am sassy. Because your definition of sassy,
You're not even completing the
no, your definition
See
of
what he's
sassy
saying?
is
It's
a
all
man
about
not
him.
being here for your bullshit.
No.
That's what this podcast
But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that little snippet of it because it gives a first initial thought before we go into him being on Fresh and Fit. It really lets you get like a little idea into kind of where his head's at. And I can really say, as somebody who, my channel did really, really well. Like a month in, it's actually how I ended up getting monetized. It did really, really well. When I was dropping a few videos, I started getting 1,000. I started getting a big head too. I was like, oh man, like every video I drop, I'm expecting to get at least 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. So I could never imagine having a video that does 2 million and what that could do to somebody. But I think what we're seeing right now is we're seeing a very bad form of it. We're seeing the worst form of it. And the thing that's detrimental to it is that this is bad for the red pill. This is bad for men who are coming out and speaking about these certain issues and things like that, because this man, Brandon Jamal, is emotional and he's not putting on a good showing for that type of man that you would want to push this notion. It's good that he has a lot of ears and eyes on him, but you want to make sure that you have the right person to have those ears and eyes on, for instance. That's why I think Kevin Samuels was such a good guy. Why? Because he was articulate. He wasn't disrespectful to the women unless they were disrespectful to him. He wore a suit. He was very clean in his demeanor. You know, he was a high value man. So there wasn't a lot for people to really knock what he was saying and his point, because he was such a great man. Now, this person, Brandon Jamal, I could see people looking at Brandon Jamal and being like, oh, well, I kind of thought he was valid when he was talking about, you know, how we need to try to, you know, get rid of the single mom culture. But this guy's kind of a douchebag. Like, this dude's kind of an ass. So, nah, we don't want to do that. We don't want to listen to him. Why would we even want to deal with people like him? Why should we even listen to people like him? And he did that to himself. He opened up those floodgates. But I'm going to start this. Shout out to Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews. I've been watching him my whole career. I'm sure you guys know who he is. I said career like I've been doing anything. Just like my whole time on YouTube and everything like that. But yeah, let's get into it and see kind of what Mediocre Tutorial and Reviews had to say about it. Because like I said, I'm already tired of this Brandon Jamal guy. Like, I think he got to go. He got to go. You didn't have second thought. Wait, hold on, though. The song is fire, though. Hey. Now you a single mom.
What does he think he is?
Bro. I'm not much now. I'm leaving.
Right, who is this guy?
All right, bro. What the fuck? All right, bro. Just
LOL.
leave. Just leave.
Yeah. What a cornball.
Some capsule?
You're doing too much, bro.
Yeah, I mean.
Sure am. A whole lot. You're doing too much, bro. Now you singlemom.com. Get your money.
I'm
get
not.
out of here,
What a weirdo. Respect. You left your diapers. You know you're expensive.
Anthony, do not think about longevity. Y'all think about longevity. Y'all really, I get it. You got to go while it's hot. But now you're a singlemom.com. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, once a song not hot, like, you know, that would the website name's already dead.
Podcast just kicked out a guy for going too hard on the 304s on the podcast, which is generally not what happens. I think I've only seen one other guy get kicked out throughout the entirety of the Fresh and Fit podcast. So he must be extreme, right? Well, what's interesting about this kickout is that this guy goes by the name of Brandon Jamal. Now, if you recognize his face, he is the same young brother that just dropped the song, So Now You a Single Mom. That's been going viral over the past month or two all across the interwebs. I want to say on his platform alone is over 2 million, maybe 3 million views. And he's created or began to create a name for himself based off of the song. But what happens is that in podcasts, you begin to hear people speak long form, which gives you a lot more information into the true content of the character. And this guy's extremely extreme, for lack of a better word, so extreme that Myron had enough of his ish and kicked him off of the show. Let's go through some of these components because I think there's a lot of lessons in here, especially
Absolutely. And Mediocre Tutorial. Oh, sorry, I got my screen right over this, man. But yeah, Mediocre Tutorial and Reviews is right though. Like, live streaming is very different than taking a video, being able to chop it down, being able to edit it. A lot of little ugly stuff that you may do. Like, for instance, there's this tiny bug flying in front of my face right now. And I really want to smack it. I really want to try to smack it. But I can't. You know what I'm saying? And everything like that. But if this was just a video I was recording, I would go to work on this bug and I would just edit that out. You know what I mean? But like, yeah. So when you really get to see the real, what he's saying is essentially you really get to see the real that people are dealing with in these live streams and these podcasts and stuff. You can really see a lot more like people's real personality.
You begin to gain status within your life and how it is that you choose to display that status as a man, and also how you deal with conflict. So let's get active.
The more you talk, the stupider you sound, you stupid motherfucker.
Damn.
Talk to the chat. The more you talk, the stupider you sound.
Look at.
You got off.
Yo, the gentleman right here, he goes by the name of Tommy Sotomayor, and he's
Tommy
also
Sotomayor
known
is
for
like,
going
bro.
hard on women. And notice him shaking his head. No, he's totally not with the shit. So Brandon Jamal is currently arguing with this woman right here, who, you know, from my understanding, was a 304 like ex-stripper, and is talking about that she's in good position to get the type of man that she wants, all type of craziness, and he's combating this with the Pampers in front of him, which is where he's known for. But just continue to listen to the way that he's going at this woman, her response, as well as the response of the other men in the room watching him as he turns up.
You got off of work, didn't go to sleep. What's your dumbass couldn't go to school on time?
Guys.
See, if you guys don't know Tommy, the guy right here, Tommy be wilding out. Tommy be going off on women like crazy. Tommy, I'm pretty sure, no, I know that Tommy is banned on YouTube for acting wild. And even Tommy is hitting the side eye like, yo, like, this dude's a little unhinged. Like, what's going on?
Why would I get out the strip club and not take a shower? Like,
Guys, how about this?
Yeah, that's pretty nasty.
This is what we'll do. This is what we'll do.
It took you 45 minutes to an hour.
Anyone with $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans may qualify for help from National Debt Relief.
I would take a shower. You couldn't go to school.
Did your parents? I just said I got out at 6:30. I used to lie to my dad.
Let's reset real quick. So this is what we'll do. This is what we'll do.
Oh my
Brad,
God.
I'll turn it to you. You can say what you want to say, and then I'll turn it to her. She can respond.
God.
And then we'll just go one mic at a time.
She didn't say to her.
And then
She said enough.
You want to move? You don't want to?
Oh, no.
She said enough.
Yeah.
She got it.
I just want to let Brandon finish his thing.
See, I can already tell Myron's giving him a little grace, because Myron normally would not really be putting up with people over talking him like that at all. Like, even Tommy's the type of person that, well, he's respectable in a weird way. But you know, Myron normally don't really put up, so I can see he's kind of like, all right, man, like, all right, let's try to bring some order here, you know? This is when you reel it back in.
I think they like me better
Shout out
than
Global
you.
Prenup. Get these niggas, get this bitch up out of here.
So I think Global Prenup is like his own podcast.
And I want you guys to realize he's saying that they need to get that girl out of here, which is the same thing that he said on that last podcast that I showed you. He was like, okay, if you're not going to get these girls out here, then I'm going to. Which is really overstepping if it's not your podcast, you know? If it's not your podcast and, you know, you feel like the flow of the show is, you know what I'm saying? Then you let the host do what they're going to do, and you trust the host to run the show accordingly, and you help the host, you know, do what he got to do. You know what I'm saying? You don't, hey, host, you need to do this, you need to do that. It's not your place. It's not your podcast. Brandon Jamal, I don't know if the global thing is something that he's into or it works partially with him. Doesn't seem like it. But Brandon Jamal need to start his own podcast and start Myron Cashman. What is it? They call it Frank Castling, I think they be saying. These girls, when he kicks them off. If this is the energy that he's bringing, where really I couldn't see anybody really wanting to work with him in the future like that. You know, if he keeps this up, then he need to get to starting his own podcast like Iota, like Iota, like you know. Brought up space.
I just heard of him today.
Let me tell you who this
Pay
guy
attention.
is.
I just heard of
This
this
is the guy
guy.
that
You sound, it's goofy. I'm not
Can I tell you who I am? Can I tell you who I am? Real quick, bitch. Can I tell you? If you don't mind. I'm a guy whose TikTok
Look at.
from 70K to 300K in a month and a half because of one.
Remember, Fresh, Fit, and Tommy Sotomayor are all more famous than this person. Remember that. They all have way more skin in the game. They've all been viral. They've all done all that. Listen to how he comes at it knowing this.
I'm the motherfucker whose video got 2 million views
I
on
didn't watch it,
YouTube.
though.
I'm telling you who I am, bitch. I'm breaking it down. Shut the fuck up when I'm talking. I'm the motherfucker whose video got 2 million views in less than 2 months, and the only promotion has been his social media. I'm the motherfucker who got 1,500 orders of merchandise. That's my silhouette on the logo. T-shirts, motherfucking hoodies. 1,500 orders, motherfucker. I stuttered. My bad. 1,500 orders. Niggas is buying stickers with my logo on them. Hoodies with my logo on them. Motherfucking T-shirts with my logo on them. I got a song in Spanish that motherfuckers been begging for.
I thought you were gonna say 150,000. Niggas said, what did you say?
My YouTube channel grew from 9,000 to 118,000 in a month and a half. Shut the fuck up when you talk to me, bitch.
I might just like
See, he trying to big dog, not realizing that Fresh, Fit, Tommy Sotomayor all have more clout and more longevity than him. If this, he has one hit song, he might not even have clout. He might drop another song or the Hispanic song, which I heard it was actually kind of hitting. You know what I'm saying? What is it? Soldera or something? You know what I'm saying? He's not realizing he's in a room with some big dogs talking like he the big dog, and it just makes you look like a goofy. It just makes you look like you don't really deserve the little that you have right now. It makes it seem like you can't handle it. It's this is why I say it's bad for he's a disgrace to the Red Pill in my live title, is because you don't want people to hear the Now You're a Single Mom song and be like, oh, like, and then go look at the guy and this is the guy that's representing it. You know, because this is a disservice to all the men out here who are like, yo, I'm not trying to date single moms, or just cultures in general who are like trying to get away from that whole single mother thing. And then the person who, you know, can help propel that acts like this, then that just tells everybody who was against them that they're right in being against them.
Because in real life, I would.
Now, we saw this dynamic happening in the other Fresh and Fit show where it was the bald buff dude talking to the overweight family guy. When the bald buff dude asked the guy how much money that you make, it wasn't the other guy's turn to start talking about all of these different things that he's right? Like, he just made a joke out of it because it's really not that serious. What we're looking at right here is an ex-stripper challenging. And here's the thing, when an ex-stripper challenges you and you feel the need to quantify things in your life that you just became popular for, it screams to me that hurt, that dug deep, and you're letting your insecurity show by getting on her level and trying to say all of these numbers. We don't need to know all that stuff, bro. And in fact, knowing all these things puts you in a weaker position as a man because it's like odd peacocking. The numbers that you talk about are dwarfed in comparison of the numbers of any of the other content.
Thank you. That's my point. The numbers, he doesn't even realize that to Fresh, Fit, Tommy Somater, and probably these girls, this is Fresh and Fit. Some of these girls have probably been with sports players, you know, all that type of stuff. He don't realize what he even said was like not a big deal. Like, think about it. Like, I've had a video with 160,000 views. To me, if somebody tells me they have a video, like, obviously if I run into somebody in my life and they say they have a video with 200, actually, I know a few people, I've met a few people who have had over millions of views, you know, and everything like that. And it's not that crazy. I don't know why he thinks it's going to have this type of impact. It's not the same type of impact as somebody like Fresh and Fit, who've had a show running where they get millions of views over a course of time, and they've been able to do it for years. And even still, what they have is questionable longevity, because at any moment, you never know what could happen.
Creators that are up on here. By the way, I reached out to Brandon Jamal for comment to see if he can provide any more context or light on his thoughts and what it is that he's saying right here. He hasn't reached back out to me yet, so we got to go for the video right now. But this, at this point, just look like he just wants to be disrespectful for the sake of being disrespectful.
I'm a man beater.
And you would go to jail, you stupid mother. But since you don't go to school, you don't realize that if you hit a motherfucker,
you're in the same place as I am. So what does that mean? Like, we're in the same place.
Not in the same place.
No, I'm doing better than you. I bet. I'm doing better than you.
I'm gonna reset here.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he doesn't realize if she do OnlyFans, she might really have more bread than this man. He said 1,500 orders. He got 2 million. Okay, let's say Brandon Jamal in this time. Let's be generous and say he's made $200,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's being crazy generous. You know what I mean? Bro, she could just strip. She like certain OnlyFans models, like they be getting bread. Some of them you wouldn't even know, but they be making him bringing in, you know what I'm saying, 50,000 a month. But a lot more consistent than him. How many songs is he gonna have to blow up that hard? That'll probably be his biggest song. Let's keep it a stack. It looks like Brandon Jamal may have peaked.
She said I'm in the same place.
Who the hell here is sucking his dick? Somebody here is sucking his dick, and I'm gonna find out. And I need a man. Which one of you guys
now
here
she's
is sucking his
insulting all
dick?
the men's sexuality in here. You know, that's what they do when they're wrong. They go to the sexuality every time. You know this. It's a tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, a future single mom.
God forbid.
So after this point, they go into the super chats. What I wanted to show you guys is what inevitably led to the kick out, which was him being frustrated that he wasn't getting enough airtime.
The mindset that I'm kind of hearing right now is a little bit selfish.
Y'all, I'm sorry, but you guys are all like saying all this stuff, but you guys are all like my age, and no one's married yet. No one's married. Like, no one has an official relationship.
I've been trying to.
Like,
You mean the women or the men here?
everybody.
Yo, who's the viral nigga here or not? May I speak? What the Are we here for these bitches or me and bro?
See? He's talking about who's viral. He got to learn his place, dude. See, humility. This is us seeing humility. And the thing is people, I feel like people wanted to rock with him. And I feel like he's turning that by showing his actual personality. I wanted to rock with him because I thought the song was just catchy. I thought the song was catchy, and I thought it was a little knock, towards, a lot of the women with the after the F my baby daddy. I thought it was like kind of just cool, like, okay, they can have fun with that. Like, we can have the now you're a single mom, because we got to deal with all these single moms, just like they say they got to deal with all these terrible baby daddies. Just like some poking fun at it, and also exposing some of the issues that we really do have with society that we need to fix. But then it comes to the point where you see he acts like this. He's just disrespectful to women just for the sake of being disrespectful. Not even like they really do anything to him. He just kind of a nasty dude. He hops on one podcast. He disrespects them. He leaves. He hops on another one. He does the same thing. Now we're seeing a pattern. We're seeing a trend. It's just not a good look. It's not a good look at all.
Like, for real. Like, can I
think
talk?
if it was only men on the show, I don't think
raising
it
my
would be
hand
that
and nobody lets me talk. You want to hear what this yapping heifer has to say except for the viral niggas? What the fuck is going on here?
You're corny.
If we finna let these bitches talk all
Brandon,
day, can I
chill
just...
the fuck out, man.
Yeah.
Chill the fuck out, man.
Like, what does he think he is?
Chill the fuck out, bro.
I'm that
too much
nigga,
now.
and I'm leaving.
Right, who is this guy?
All right, bro. What the fuck? All right, bro. Just
LOL.
leave. Just leave.
What a cornball.
Some capsule?
You're doing too much, bro.
Yeah, I mean.
Sure am, a whole lot.
You're doing too much, bro.
Now you singlemmom.com. Get your...
And Myron, respectfully, he needed to go. Because you should not sit there and tolerate that.
You left your diapers. You know they're expensive. You can't. I don't know if you're gonna be able to.
Brandon Jamal gonna need them diapers in about a year. Once that single mom money run out.
You can tell when somebody never had anything in their damn life when they keep bringing up, I did this on TikTok.
Like you got
I just kept saying it like this nigga has a
Tommy,
Did he make $1 million on TikTok?
shit he's done.
That's what I'm saying. Tommy be on CNN. He be on websites, everything like that. Like, he shouldn't even have to deal with that or even be around people like that. Yeah, he's been banned off of YouTube for being wild and everything like that. And even he has the maturity to realize, like, dude, like, a grown man should not be acting like that.
It's corny as hell. It's just, you can tell he's never done anything. He didn't do any shit in high school, didn't do anything in college, and the only thing you have is this.
It's a
And
viral
you just
video.
keep saying it, and it got ugly and irritating.
Yeah.
It did.
But
It was hard to watch.
I do want to say this.
Yo, get him out of here, bro. Get him out, Chris. Get him out of here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Turn.
Yeah, it's so odd because it's almost as if he's acting as if he went double platinum. Classic case of a man who gains fame or money out of nowhere. Maybe he didn't have it like that before, getting completely to his head. And at the moment that he could utilize another platform to continue whatever goals that he has within his life, he blew it. Meanwhile, his behavior is the exact same type of behavior that you wouldn't want to see out of someone creating content like this. Because now he comes across as emotional, he comes across as cringy, providing the talking points that any dude that talks about this type of content has some...
And yeah, guys, shout out to Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews. I don't feel like I need to let him give the commentary when I could just give it. But yeah. Essentially what he's saying is you don't really want somebody like that, an emotional person representing certain spaces, especially if you're in line with them. For instance, I'm a Christian. So when I see Christians, I like to support my Christians, of course. But now let's say that we have a Christian that hops into the scene and they're now the next biggest thing to promote Christianity. So many people, there's so many eyes on them. Everybody's looking at them, they're trying to figure out, finally you have people wondering what it's like to be a Christian, because of this person. And then that person is hateful. And then that person is mean. They're nasty. They're crude. What does that put off? What energy does that put off into the air? That literally gives that energy of, you know what, like maybe I thought about being a Christian at first, but I don't want to be one. Oh, that's who you guys have representing you? I don't even like who that is as a person. You know what I'm saying? Everything like that. So let's go ahead and see. I think he dropped a response, and let's see what he had to say as a response.
Yo, everybody keeps asking,
Let's see, boys.
Brandon, why did you call those women bitches so many times? First of all, I only called 2 out of the 8 women bitches, so a 1 to 4 bitch ratio is not bad. Second of all, I only primarily focus my bitches on one bitch, and I'm finna show you exactly why. Lots of guys in the Midwest are just simps, bro. Like, it's a very female-dominant culture. And where are you from so that people can, like... I was born in Chicago, but I grew up in North Carolina. So I live in Chicago now, but I'm country as hell still. Got my whole childhood down there. You know what I'm saying? Gotcha. So I'm very nice and country until you try me. Then it's like, bitch, I'm a Gemini. Why would you play with me? You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. Oh, my God. My birthday on Monday, by the way. You feel me? We're going to see this motherfucker. Happy birthday. There you go. Appreciate it. Yeah. I'll be 36. Oh, damn.
You should have kept that to yourself. Should have kept that to yourself. Should have kept that to yourself.
That's why.
I literally just finished telling this bitch I'm a Gemini. I literally just finished telling this bitch I wasn't a one. And within the same sentence, this bitch tried me. So of course, now I'm locked in on this bitch.
That nigga Brandon sound like a hater, bitch.
Yeah, nah. I'm still hating. That man Jordan sound like a hater. Yeah, dude. All right, so that got that man that emotional. And then, all right, then you shouldn't be representing the space. If you that much of a hothead, if you that emotional, where a girl literally saying a little sly comment about your age, like stuff that people in this space gonna have to deal with all the time, just in getting their job done, then maybe you're just not equipped for this space. Maybe you're just not mentally strong enough for this space, Brandon. You know, maybe you're just not. And I hope he gets it together. I always want to see a black man win, you know what I'm saying, and everything like that. But this dude got to get it together, because at this point, he's just embarrassing. You know, he's just embarrassing. So, great. Shout out to everybody who popped in and everything. I think these were some really good topics that we got to hit. We're going to be running these live streams every day at around 5 o'clock, give or take. We're still kind of figuring it out. So, guys, just start tuning in on the channel. You'll start seeing these chopped up clip videos, all of that. We're going to start getting some people in here, getting some conversations going. And who knows, y'all, in a couple months, we could really have a ball rolling. So, we're just going to go ahead and get that going. And thank you guys for always being here with me and doing this with me. I could not ask for any less. So, thanks for everybody who popped in, and thanks for everybody who